Good day, everybody. Today we're going to cover a really crazy error message I got when I was trying to create a secondary key on one of my custom entities. My name is Mitch Milam. If you want to get hold of me, either leave a comment in this video or reach out to me at one of the other ways. I'd love to hear from you. So, a couple things, housekeeping. I've got some courses up on externalcoaches.pkfleet.com, including some JavaScript and everything I know there is to know about how to create a model-driven app. And with that out of the way, let's get into it. So if you didn't know, there are two ways that you can perform duplicate detection. The standard way is to create a duplicate detection rules where you say, okay, I want this field to be exact match and part of this field, etc. And it's a way to keep duplicates from happening. There is a secondary way that the developers at Microsoft added several years ago to create a secondary key, which is a unique index, which is always maintained. And here I'm in one of my custom entities, and I'm going to create this custom key to show you this weird error message that I got this weekend. So basically what I'm going to do is just give it a name. And then I'm going to choose two fields out of the fields that it can use to create the index. So it could be the county and the name. And what it's going to do is it's going to create a unique index using these two fields. So it's going to create the request, and then what it's going to do, it's going to pass it off to the async service to actually create it. So basically at this point, create index for subdivision key, and if I jump over to my system jobs, we may or may not see this. This is the thing I was having trouble with the other day. But a long story short, it will basically pass it off to the system job, the async operations table to be worked on, and it will have a state of either pending or successful or failed. Is pretty much how it'll end up. And it will take as long as it takes depending on how much data you have. So again, when you create an index, it's going to create an entry in the index table for every single row that you have. So if you have a lot of rows, I think I have like 15,000 in this table, it's going to take a while to complete. So we'll be right back after this is done. Okay, we're back. It's been attempted and it has failed. So let's take a look at the system job here. If you look in the background, you can see that it did actually show up on the system jobs table. One thing I did notice, it doesn't stay there for very long. I went to look like the next day and I did not find the record. So it's got some kind of automatic cleanup it does. So if you just click on this, it's going to open up this record. And as you can see, SQL Server error occurred. And if you click on the details, create unique index statement was terminated because a duplicate key was found in the object, blah, 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 TLD subdivision base, which is the base table it creates. And the duplicate key value is redacted. This is the crazy thing. This is something that's new. I don't know when this was introduced, but what this is telling you is you have more than one unique value pair between the fields that you're selecting for your index. I don't know why they started redacting the value, because this is useless to us. But just know that's what the problem is. Okay, so when you see this error, it means exactly that. And what I did for this is I actually went and duplicated one of the values that I have, because remember, it has to be a unique value across all of the rows. And this takes into account all of the rows. The status does not matter. So, and like in my case here, when I went to do this, I had, I think, 6 or 15 pairs of rows that were duplicated for various reasons. All of them happened to be one group for some reason. I think maybe I imported something twice to fix something, and I ended up duplicating them. So this would always fail until you actually go and remove the secondary or the duplicate rows. So if I go back here, here's the one that I created, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete that just to complete this process. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here, and under more actions it says reactivate key. Sorry. I have to select that and then reactivate the key. Okay, it's pending, it's failed again. I think that is an incorrect message. Try it one more time. Okay, let me go check this out real quick. I think this is not a correct message, but I'll be right back and find out. Okay, I'm back. I think I figured out what happened here. So let's look at this error message one more time. So I reactivated it, it did not work. Also in the background, if you see here, the system job is no longer there. In fact, I think if I click on this, I better get an error message. Yeah, I do get an error message because that system job got removed. And it is nowhere to be seen. But here's what happened. This is what I thought happened. Okay, so we can only do this one time, and it does not evidently update the status while it's working. So if I refresh now, as you can see, this one is back here. It is now active. So shows the name, the internal name, and then the fields that it's using. So basically, this worked exactly like I thought it would. So what you do is, if you have it failed one time, you click here, you click on reactivate key, it will go and reactivate it, and you just walk away and come back. It does not change the status, but as you look in the system job, it did succeed. And that's that. So anyway, so my whole point here is just to show you this redacted thing. In previous pieces of documentation that I found, it actually told you the field values that it found that were duplicates that was causing the problem. And again, you can have no duplicates whatsoever. So with these two fields here between the county and the name, each pair of those has to be unique. And now at this point, if I come back to subdivisions and I go and create a new one, that's Sun Valley Estates. If I'll go create a new one called Sun Valley Go, it's going to be in Hunt. Now when I attempt to save it, I will get a duplicate record. So this is different than the duplicate detection rules that pop up, and that, basically it's just done different. So this is just telling me that I have already done this once, and any type of creation, once this unique key index has been created, is going to cause this error to be displayed. So again, this is a secondary way of doing duplicate detection. This may be a little bit more thorough than the duplicate detection rules, because you can't overwrite this. This is done at the database level, and you can't change that. So with the duplicate detection rules, it generally pops up a warning box, and it lets you continue, or lets the user continue. If that can never be the case, then what I would do is I would create these secondary keys and then use that for the duplicate detection. So that is about it. So like I said, just if you see that redacted there, just remember that basically the message is correct. It just doesn't tell you what it is. So what I did is I literally exported all the data out to Excel. Again, it was only 15,000 records, so it wasn't a huge deal. And then I sorted them by these two fields, found the duplicates, went back into Dynamics, deleted the duplicates manually. And remember, you have to delete them. You cannot deactivate them because they're still in the database. So you have to delete them. And then once I deleted them, I reran the job, and then it fixed itself. Now, I think you may only be able to rerun it once. So what I was doing literally is I was deleting the whole entire key and recreating it. So that's the path I took, but I didn't actually experiment because I was kind of just trying to get it done and over with. Anyway, so that's about it. So if you ever see this message here where your duplicate key value is redacted, just remember the actual rest of the error message is still unique. There you go. Drop me a line if you got any questions. Thanks.